Wow.
No exaggeration, we just got the most significant Sonic and Sega leak since the very first Frontiers leak in early 2021. And I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I'm personally more invested in this leak than any other ones. And you'll understand exactly why in a bit, as this one shows off 3 games, including an alternate version of Frontiers that everyone is saying looks better than the release game. And they're not wrong. So there's a lot to cover today. However, I think it's also important to go into the source of this story, as I'm seeing a lot of skepticism about the validity of this leak, and after quite a bit of research, I want to dispel any false rumors about this leak that are beginning to spread. That way, we can be as objective as possible in the coverage here. Now, we'll start with the Frontiers part of the leak, as I know that's what's going to interest you guys the most. However, I will say, it's not what interests me the most. Oh, also, before we start, drop a like, hit the sub. I'm basically obligated to tell you guys to do these things, and if I want this not to fail, you're basically obligated to do them. Alright, so let's get into it.
Hey, yo, it's the Sun Show.
So, the leak is a video that was made for internal use meetings all the way back in 2021. It shows off 3 active projects, all of which were unannounced at the time, and only one of which has been since, and that's Frontiers. The games are a brand new Persona 3 remake, or at least that's what Twitter's saying. I'm not personally super knowledgeable about the Persona series, so I'm trusting you guys. Everyone's saying it's a Persona 3 remake, so I trust it. But then there's the beta version of Frontiers, which, for a beta version, looks far better than the release version, and we'll go into why that is, and how it can actually possibly be brought back in update 2 or 3, especially with the fact that this got leaked and everyone is like unanimously saying this looks better. And then the third and last game they showed was a new Jet Set Radio game. It's going to be the first one since Jet Set Radio Future on the original Xbox. Over 20 years of no Jet Set Radio, and I am by far the most excited for this one. However, about the leak itself, I want to clear it up. The person posting this leak is not the leaker themselves. They're just in contact with them. And barely even at that, since they said they tried to reach out after posting, but we're yet to get any response. Because of this, I've seen a lot of people skeptical about the leak in general. However, this is undeniably true. I want to break down all the skepticisms as they're honestly kind of dumb. The first one is that these are mods and visual ads, and it's not even a real game. One, the idea that someone would make a HD mod for Persona 3 just for this, then also somehow make Frontiers way better than any mod creator we've seen yet. And then for the last project, 3D modeling the entire world of Jet Set Radio and the characters, like, all of this makes no sense. Plus, there's even more proof that we'll go over as we go on, but I do think this is an important disclaimer before going in. Sonic fans are insane, but they're not this level of insane. There's no doubt in my mind this is legit, as it's a video. I'm watching it. It's real. How are you telling me it's fake? I'm looking at it. So that's something to keep in mind. All over Twitter and probably the comments, people are going to try to throw in skepticism. Are we sure this is real? Yes! So moving on to the actual leaks themselves, we'll start with Frontiers. Now I'm gonna play it for a quick second, but immediately, the song we're hearing for Frontiers is not a song that was in the game. I haven't seen much speculation or even anyone talking about the song online. In fact, I might be the first person to point it out, but I think it's an early demo version of Undefeatable, and the notes are slightly different, but it's mostly on the same type of vibe, so that's the theory that makes the most sense as of now. But I'll play the full clip with sound, and I synced it up too. Let me know if you think I'm right on this. I might not be. Now for the gameplay itself, we're seeing enemies that weren't in the game, like this really cool alternate version of the caterpillar enemy. There's all these cool sparks whenever Sonic does an attack. The forests look more full of life, like there's more richness in them, which we have more screenshots from the beta version that we'll compare. And in some ways, the final game looks better, but in other cases, the beta one looks way better. And lastly, the most significant, look at how much better this Super Sonic is. And the blue electricity animation, the glow around him, it looks so good. And this is only a few seconds. It hurts to know what else was downscaled just for the stinky Switch. And I know a lot of Switch fans are going to be mad that I called it that, and I'm sorry, I know it hurts to hear that. But your favorite piece of hardware is kind of holding back an entire 2 generations of video games from reaching their potential. It's fine that you guys like your console, but you have to understand, they are downgrading like 80% of games just because of that. While editing, I'm seeing a lot of people pushing back on the fact that the Switch is the cause of these problems. The most significant tweet tweet is from Sonic Frontiers Facts, and they write, seeing a lot of people comment about how the Switch ruined Frontiers because of the graphical downgrade. However, it is common for games to look much better pre-release and be optimized later. Look at Just Cause 4, Watch Dogs, or Spider-Man PS4. This is nothing new, which is odd because it's the exact same reason there. Watch Dogs was shown before the PS4 and Xbox One generation, and everyone knew it wouldn't be able to run on the 360 and PS3, plus the demo was done on a PC. So the final release did scale down because of the 360 and PS3 generation. That's exactly what happened, and the Switch is in the same situation here. I'm not quite sure about Just Cause 4 or Spider-Man PS4. I don't own a PS4, so I haven't played Spider-Man. And basically every Just Cause game since 2 has had to get scaled down because they're humongous, massive worlds with tons of stuff in them. While Frontiers is open zone, its size doesn't compare nearly to Just Cause. And yeah, Just Cause 4 was kind of graphically stepped down, but they fixed it in a patch, which is what I'm hoping they do with Frontiers. And I saw a user make a very sound reason of this in the replies, and they wrote, Frontiers changes were drastic. Even the supersonic aura was tremendously downgraded. New or not, I do believe a good portion of the changes were due to Switch limitations and not just regular game development business. And this person is 100% right. Well, I can't say 100 because I didn't work on it. But given these other examples, it's very evident that's what happened. And like the original post said, this does happen a lot, but normally they're only tailoring their games to go back one generation, while the Switch has the power of the 360 2 generations ago. So it's definitely holding Frontiers back, but at the same time, the next Nintendo console will probably be as powerful as the PS4, so we're still not caught up. I just thought that was important to note since I know a lot of Switch defenders are going to be really mad at me in the comments. Now, when it comes to updates, this possibly could get added back in. I mean, the fan response has been very clear, and Kishimoto has been interacting and seeing fans' engagement a lot more lately. So definitely nothing confirmed on that part, but also definitely something that could happen. Next, let's go into Jet Set Radio, as it's the shortest, and it actually makes me sad at the very end because it's the only one that gets cut off. But man, does it look good. From the teal skies in the background to the modernized design. This project has been rumored to be in the works for a while, and I've personally been hoping for this. I remember talking about it when they released their financial statements a while back, and when they were talking about going into old IP, I was like, Jet Set Radio, please, the time is now. And frankly, it seems like Sega's listening. I'm pretty sure that was in their 2020 report, and this leak, again, is from 2021. Meaning a lot of progress has probably been made on this game that until a couple days ago, we didn't know existed. It's definitely just a show-off tech demo. I mean, we just see him dancing around for a couple seconds in an empty street, and then we also see the Earth for a second, and there's presumably another project after that, but they cut it off right there. And I gotta tell you, I'm a bit hurt, but I'll put my feelings of hurtness aside, as I have not been more excited for any news than this Jet Set Radio game, like, forever. Even Frontiers. I'm more excited for this than I was Frontiers. Future Jaden, again, with another update, but we got more about Jet Set Radio from a survey they put out a few months ago that was official. And this is the image. It's modeled after Shibuya, which is really cool. And it has someone's username watermarked all over it because it is a survey. Shout out to you for probably getting fined and exposed. It was for the greater good. And if you needed any more proof this was real, the Persona 3 remake also got its domain registered, so it's pretty undeniable at this point. I don't know why I'm seeing people online saying, this might be fake if it's fake. You guys are coping, seething, malding. Just let us have our W, okay? Now next, let's go to Persona 3 Remake, as this looks pretty cool. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not the biggest Persona fan. Not that I don't like the games. I'm actually playing Persona 4 for the first time and I'm really liking it, but I'm not a fan in the fact that I'm very new to it. So when it comes to like Persona 3, I know literally nothing about this game, nothing whatsoever. I looked up gameplay of the original. It looks old. It looks kind of bad. I shouldn't say kind of bad. You guys are going to hate on me, but I mean like bad graphically. So I mean, this looked more like Persona 5, looks more up to par, I guess. Honestly, you're not playing the Persona games for the graphics, at least not Extreme Gold. Like the anime parts are awesome, but like the game itself it's kind of ugly. The only version of Persona 3 that's available now is Persona 3 Portable, which was made for the PSP. And while like the console version has been up-resed, I mean, it's still a PSP game at the end of the day. So this is a great way to get newer fans to play these older games, but at the same time, why Persona 3? Like again, you literally just released a version of that to consoles. Maybe not the best version, but a version. Now Persona 1 and 2, I don't even know anything about those games. They're not on any marketplace. So it probably would be smarter to remake those two games first. I assume a lot of people aren't going to want to start at 3. I mean, granted, I got introduced to Halo through Halo 3, and that's like one of my favorite games. So, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And also maybe those games aren't good and not worth remaking. I really don't know. But alas, a W for you Persona Persona fans, and this leak really just got brought up because someone had the file and they didn't even know it was a leak. They're announcing a Persona event like in the next coming weeks, so if this Persona 3 remaster does get announced, it basically confirms the Jet Set Radio one is at least somewhat still in progress. And again, I haven't been more excited for any other game than that. Like, I'm going to take off the mask for a second. I'm going to be real with you guys for a second. There's like a 0% chance I'm going to play this Persona 3 remake. However, there is a 100% chance I will be buying and playing the Jet Set Radio remake or remaster, whatever, reboot, sequel, whatever they do. And for the Frontiers beta, I mean, I am hoping they do some updates and stuff to make it look more like that. I mean, we do have 2 more updates ahead of us, but at the same time, this was clearly finished and they decided artistically not to go with that direction, so I don't think they're going to do a 180. Again, maybe all the fan feedback will change that and they will decide to do one, which means this is amazing that it got leaked. This would not have happened if this didn't leak. But simultaneously, I've gone through hundreds, maybe even over 1,000 Kishimoto tweets. I don't even know if there's been 1,000. And he's made no mention of a better supersonic animation. I assume he's actually quite happy with the current one, but just like they were happy with the Sonic movie design until they put out that trailer and fans went, maybe now that fans are going,
yeah, this is like way better and already finished, like you made this over a year ago.
It's possible they will go back and say, yeah, we were wrong. We're sorry. We were just wrong on that. Just like Spin Dash, we were wrong on Spin Dash, we were wrong on the Supersonic. I mean, hey, they even admitted they were wrong on not adding another Hyperform. But that's all we have for today's quick update. I know it's not the regular long video. I will have more of those soon, but I really wanted to get this out quickly as, again, this new Jet Set Radio game is easily the most anticipated project I have of anything. And the best part about it is even if it fails and it's absolutely awful, I have Bomber Cyberpunk to play. I am going to get a good Jet Set Radio game no matter what. But yeah, Sonic fans, I guess hopefully you get this better animation. LOL. Like the video because aren't I just so gosh dang likable? Subscribe, set the bell to all. My videos are always epic and I don't post that often, so I think you probably want to be notified. The Kishimoto finale is dropping soon. I'll finally be done covering his tweets. Follow on Twitter, join the Discord. Keep telling you guys to join the Discord. Not enough of you are joining. And that's all for today. Lots of love and peace.
Peace!
I just want a hug. I promise I don't have rabies.
Come on, give me a hug.
Oh, I want to give it a hug. That's a good tactic. Zombies should try that sometimes. Instead of mumbling brains.
Come on, get up, get up.